Hello and welcome, PEMDAS. Today I'm going to talk about what is The Matrix, the movie. There's a new version of it coming out, Matrix Resurrections, I believe. So a lot of people don't necessarily understand it. So I wanted to describe what The Matrix is all about. What is The Matrix? This is all Neo wants to know in the movie. And Morpheus tells him it can't be told to him, that it's something that must be shown. Ironically, in the background, the Matrix is constantly shown to you. And so in this video, I'm going to tell you and explain to you what Morpheus failed to do. And first of all, I want to tell you it is not a trans allegory. It is, in fact, Plato's allegory of the cave. And basically, the Wachowski brothers took this concept of escaping Plato's cave, combining it with Christianity, and creating a hero-like person out of Neo. And Neo is Neoplatonic. So, basically, I want to tell you what the Matrix is. The Matrix is a simulation of reality that your brain generates inside of your head. When you have experiences, you use language to describe those experiences, and your brain generates a cognitive linguistic map of the world. This is the simulation. Our nervous system basically interacts with the reality, but that information gets transferred into data that our brain utilizes to create this cognitive map. And that is the simulation. Our brains are computers which can be programmed. And how are they programmed? It's through language. And so the people that rule over us essentially use language to program a simulation of false reality into our minds. It basically represents a shadow of an image of reality. It's twice removed from reality. So that's the simulation. So I'm going to answer some questions here and go over some of the basic ideas of the Matrix. So let's check this out. So the movie The Matrix is essentially the story of somebody who escapes Plato's cave. That person in this case is Neo. Neo stands for Neoplatonic. He has been reborn. The process of eating the red pill has broken his conditioning. And in that process, he's got a new version of reality that his brain has formed. The cognitive map has been realigned. Basically, we're programmed throughout our lives with language, but if you ever have an opportunity to reboot your own hard drive, let's say using red pills and mushrooms, your brain will kind of reconfigure the language and your experiences, and basically, I essentially say recalibrate it. It's like recalibrating your compass and a map so that they align and they work together. Otherwise, you're following somebody else's map to their treasure, and you don't even know what it is. So, at any rate, in the movie, Neo, he follows the White Rabbit. The White Rabbit comes from Lewis Carroll's Alice in Wonderland. Lewis Carroll was friends with the sea captain who brought back knowledge to England of some Siberian tribes that were eating mushrooms and having these hallucinatory experiences where they were experiencing extreme height, and they had this feeling of being really small. So he brought this knowledge back. Lewis Carroll incorporated that into Alice in Wonderland, hence eating the mushrooms even in there. So it's a reference back to that. And so eating that red pill too is also a lot like Adam and Eve escaping Eden. And again, this brings back in a lot of secret societies, especially Skull and Crossbones, because they have a 322 engraved on their emblem. And 322 is actually Genesis 3:22. And if you take a look at that, it's basically the part where they say that they don't want humans to become like gods and live forever. And so the whole point of secret societies is to prevent the main culture from ever arriving at that knowledge, because it'll displace the gods and all of their comforts and their stolen wealth. So that's one of the reasons they don't want us to eat mushrooms, and they put a taboo on them and made them illegal. Okay, the agents. What do the agents represent in this story? The agents, everybody just pops into an agent out of nowhere, and that represents our programming. If you go somewhere in culture and you do something, I can guarantee you someone will tell you that you're breaking the rules, you're doing something wrong, they'll give you a dirty look. It's an extreme version of that. But we've all been programmed with social norms and customs, and when you break those, you make people uncomfortable. And that uncomfortableness, they want to reassert their version of reality. So basically, that's kind of what the agents represent, trying to uphold all of that, whatever you want to call this, reinforced fake reality that we live in. Also, Neo in this, he has some supernatural abilities. And so once you you move beyond what you've been programmed and you realize there's a whole other reality out there beyond the things you've been told. There's a lot of possibilities. So that kind of is what was represented by Neo being able to fly and whatnot. And why does Neo wear sunglasses? Well, because Neo has seen the light, and once you've seen the light, it's very bright. So the whole idea of the Matrix is it's not a transgender allegory. It is Plato's allegory illustrated. It basically shows you that the Matrix is language in the background the whole time. Again, our brains compose this map of reality. It's linguistic. You eat red pills, psychedelic drugs, they break down that map and they reconfigure it, what the alchemist referred to as solve and coagulate. So that's what we're talking about here. And that's what the Matrix is basically about. And you can be rest assured that the people who made this movie knew what they were doing. It's not accidental, but it is a lie to say it was a trans allegory. Anyway, that's the Matrix for you. So eat your red pills and check out Scott.